This is where it all comes together. There's room for growth for intermediate and advanced skills. So while we start off with some fundamental things and maybe different fundamentals than what you're used to, there are a lot more dialed in specific things that help players become better match players and advance in their skills and be able to deal with faster and faster shots, reading and reacting to a wider variety of spins, and it's clearly outlined. So it's one thing after another, and it builds, and we go further and further into specific and detailed skills that better players need. In reality, the visual training system is probably as simple or simpler than the way you teach a tennis stroke. So think for a second about teaching the serve or teaching a forehand, the pieces that go into that. Visual training has no more pieces than that. I mean, even if you go as simple as find, feel, finish as your forehand, but even if that's what you're doing, I mean, visual training can be just like that with each particular skill. Usually it's one or two elements, sometimes three. When we talk about the full system, then of course there are more touch points along the way, but from the ball leaving the racket into somebody's racket, you know, it can be two or three things that you're working on. All right. If you thought that doing the course is going to be some kind of a brain buster and it's going to create a headache for you, and it's going to, it's going to be like, oh, I'm going to have to break my brain to understand what's happening. No, that's actually the opposite. I think what you're going to find is it's actually more apparent, more readily apparent. And although there are some discoveries, there's some things that are probably different than what conventional wisdom has been saying in the teaching of tennis. So yes, there will be a little changing of your mind and a little bit of a different way of going about teaching. Yes. All right. So my promise to you is that things will be less complicated and you and your players will have more success with less effort given. I'm going to leave you with this, a quote from Abraham Lincoln. He said, if I had 6 hours to chop down a tree, I would spend 4 hours sharpening my axe. And this is what this course does. It sharpens your axe. You're going to be able to, instead of with a dull axe, work for 6 hours, chopping, and working yourself into a lather, or maybe not even succeeding at chopping down the tree. Then you're going to be able to chop that tree down in under 2 hours because the blade is so sharp. Sign up today. Go ahead, send me an email, infinitevisioncoach@gmail.com. You can send $27 to Venmo at Bill Patton 720. Not 47, not 97, not 197. It's going to be $197 soon. So get it while it's $27. Thank you for being an early adopter. One other thing too, Dave Smith and I are going to be creating a course for high school tennis coaches, and it's going to be very inexpensive and very comprehensive. It's going to be based on our two books. Mine is The Art of Coaching High School Tennis, and his is called High School Tennis Mastery. So if you had to know what they were, his is like a college textbook, and mine, I say his is like a college textbook, and he says mine is like the Bible. So I think that gives you a really nice coverage based on your particular learning style. And thanks for watching.